Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. How's everyone doing today? How is everyone doing today? I found a box. I was going through some stuff, making stuff organized and whatnot, and I found 2 boxes of printed parts, or parts for printer builds. And one of them's actually from the Seaboard. So I'm seeing if there's anything good in it. Anything good? I don't think so. No, it's just the usual stuff. Just the usual stuff. You can go over here for now. Oh, how's everyone doing today? It is Friday. It's Friday. Woo! We're in for a pretty chill stream today. I don't know if we'll make it the full 3 hours. Just because I might have to pop out early. We shall see. So I didn't plan on anything big because I might have to cut the stream. We might make it the full 3 hours. I might have to leave in 20 minutes. We'll see. We'll see. So what we're going to do today, we have to put a printer to bed, or we have to bed this printer. Yeah. So we got to put the bed back in this printer. And then after that, I did find, where did I put it? I think I left it on the other side of the garage. I did find some Gucci stuff. I found a little something while doing some looking around. I found a little something. I found a little something. Because once we get the bed on this printer, hopefully that means I can put this printer back into action, printing stuff. And the whole point of this Seaboard with the tube and all the Gucci stuff is this is my big dumb thing printer. If I need to print a bracket or something that like, it's not detail work. We're not printing detailed stuff on here. We're printing big thing fast, okay? But to do that, you need a high flow hot end. Well, we got a tube in there, right? We got a loose slab tube in there with a 0.6 nozzle. It'll chooch. But you need to feed it the right stuff to get it to chooch. And I found this. I still have a spool of this stuff. I thought I was out. I was not out. Got the good stuff. We got the good stuff. So we'll get the bed in the printer. We'll do a speed test. I'm going to take a page out of the Slice Engineering book of how to validate flow rates. And we're going to try ABS at like 3 something and see how much we can splooge. Sound fun? Sound fun. Gergman, gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers and appreciated. Man of the Croc. I'm off work today due to having to work Saturday. Ooh, that's good and bad, I guess. Like, Friday off is nice, but then you're working Saturday. The problem is, what do you normally do on your days off? It really depends. It really depends on what your type of scheduling is, because it's like, it could be nice because, you know, having a day off during the week, you can go do banking and stuff that you normally can't do because everything's closed on the weekend and you're at work during the workday. So that's nice. The downside is you're now working on the day everyone else has off. So it's a bit. I know I did years ago. I did army tasking, and it was like 6 on 3 off. So you work 6 days and you have 3 off. So every now and then you would get like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. It was great. And then some days it'd be like, yeah, you got like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are your 3 days off, and you're like, oh, everyone's working. You got nothing else to do. So it's one of those things. It depends on your schedule and what you're doing and whatnot. Okay. So we're gonna put the bed on the printer. We're gonna do some testing, and then after that, I gotta start putting the Astromech droid together. We're at the point where I need to start putting the Astromech droid together because I have like 20 pounds of parts already and it's taking up room, and I want to start putting stuff together so I don't have as many loose parts. I'm going to ban those numbers in chat, by the way. As a parent of a kid, the little guy had like an open house at school last night for Christmas. So like we went to his school and they had like little things set up for arts and crafts and whatnot. It's like a kid's open house at a grade school, right? The amount of 6-7 shit I saw disturbed me. Like legit disturbed me. Like, okay, I get it. You know, 69, 420, funny numbers. But it was like, 69 has been around since like forever. Like, it's a joke in freaking Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, right? Like, it's not just a millennial thing. 420, it's been around for 6.7 is just like, I don't get it. I know it means nothing. The whole thing of it is nothing. It's not meant to mean anything, right? But like, I think I'm finally at the point where I'm like, I'm getting too old for this shit. Like, I used to be hip. I used to be with it. But then they changed what it was. Now what I'm with isn't it anymore. And what's it is strange and scary to me. And it'll happen to you too. What's the problem? It means nothing. It's just the fact that the kids just repeat it non-stop. Just non-stop. It's like the only phrase in their vocabulary right now. Okay. So we got to put this bed together. So I still have to find the one phenolic spacer. If we don't find that, I might have to use springs, because I think that's like the only other option I have. But first things first, we got to put these little guides back on so that we can make sure that's good. So we put a new magnet on this bed, so we're good there. Internet brain rot, dude. I've been on the internet since the like, okay, yeah, I'm not, you know, BBS, but like, I've been on the internet since the mid-late 90s, okay? I grew up on Newgrounds and Stick Death and like BBS boards and, you know, PHP forums and whatnot. Like, I was there, Gandalf. My YouTube account is from 2006. My YouTube account is old enough to gamble and old enough to drink in like not even 6 months. 5 months. My YouTube account is old enough to drink in April, I think. At least here in Canada, we're drinking, or at least Ontario, we're drinking is 19 years old. 21 in America is so weird. What is up with you guys? Anyways, and it's like, the brain rot has always been there, but now it's celebrated, and I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay, so we got to move some stuff here because I can't use this as storage anymore. I need to save these prints because I got to do a video on the Core 1L at some point. So figure put the prints with the Core 1L. YTM&D, you're the man now, dog. Yes, I know what YTM&D is. I think I have one or two on there. I think I had an account and I posted some at some point back in the day. Like, I took part in the 4chan Scientology raids back in the day. Firing up the low orbit ion cannon and like faxing them blank page, like black pages to ruin all their, use up all their ink. Like, I was there for that. Those were the good old days. I need some. By the way, the Venture XL, with it all being enclosed right now, is so nice. Although I did find something. I need to heat soak the Venture XL if it's cold. If it is garage temperature. By the way, it was 6 degrees Celsius in my garage this morning. I have the heaters on now, so it's 17 now. But it was 6 degrees Celsius in my garage this morning. Last night, I had to come out and do a filament change on it before going to bed. So I'm like, I'm getting ready to go to bed, and I look up and the printer ran out of filament. The Venture XL, it like needed 50 grams. I was off by 50 grams on my estimation. So I needed to come out and do a filament swap. So I ran out here in my boxers last night to do a filament swap on the Venture XL. It was 6 degrees Celsius in the garage, or correction, 8. Last night it was 8 degrees Celsius in the garage. It was cold. It was cold, but the printer grows. If I do not do like a 30-minute heat soak on that printer, even just printing PETG, if I just hit like print start, it has like a 5-minute heat soak, but if I just do that, by the time it gets to the second layer, the frame has expanded enough that the second layer is off by like enough that it's not sticking. I think I threw them out. Did I throw it out? I think I threw it out. Yeah. Okay, here's an example. See how off, oh wow, I zoomed the camera in. I zoom the camera and zoom out. Okay, so see how off that second layer is? See how it's like, it should be smooth. It should be like, see how off that is? First layer was good. First layer was good. Second layer, off. Because the frame literally expanded so much that it shifted. So you have to heat soak that printer for like half an hour to let it like expand before you print. Because it's enclosed now, so yeah. Box turtle, the problem with the box turtle, I'm feeding it with 3 kilogram spools. I can't do filament rollover with 3 kilogram spools. I'm gonna do buffers, or boosters. I'm gonna use the Big Tree Tech boosters when they become available. I'm gonna put 2 or 3 of them on the side, so that way I can just feed from whatever spool. I'll just have regular spool holders and it can feed from whatever. So yeah. Got to negative, it was negative 11 outside this morning, Celsius. Got my Gmail invite. My person, like I have 3 Gmail accounts. I have my like Gmail account I made in high school, which I got an invite for because he needed an invite back in the day. Then I have like my professional Gmail invite, and like my you know, first initial, last name, like that kind of Gmail invite or account. And then I have like the business one, which I need to get rid of and actually get a Canuck Creator one. I think I have the Canuck Creator email or Gmail, but I need to get one for I need to get a website. I keep putting off making a website. Is it Odoo now everyone's using? AOL. Yeah. We had, in Canada, AOL wasn't that popular because it was Canada. MSN Instant Messenger was the go-to chat service that we used back in the day. Back in my day. Okay, so let's get this printer on the bench because it's gonna be easier because I am gonna have to take the panels off for this, unfortunately. So the printer is unplugged. How do I pick this up? Where can I pick it from? There we go, pick it up from there. There we go. There. Okay, let's get these panels off. We'll take this one off. He's Netscape Navigator. Yeah, the good old days. The good old days. And the nice thing about the clicky clack door, it just comes off. You don't have to do anything fancy. You just pick up the door and the door comes off. Okay, so somehow I lost one of these phenolic spacers and I don't know where it went. Which is really annoying because I kind of need it. Ooh, there's a screw. So this is a bit annoying. So we got to find where that one phenolic spacer went. I don't think it fell. There is a chance it just fell out of the printer. But I did look around. Oh! Okay, I'm just blind. There it is. I'm just blind. Found it. I'm just blind. It was right on the floor right there. Okay, so we're good there. So now we need to put these back on. Now, the original kit came with these PEI screws. Unfortunately, they all broke and cracked. So they're kind of cool, but we're just gonna go to metal because metal is better. Oh, speaking of metal, this has nothing to do with metal. You want to win a spool of filament from Polymaker? Every stream we give away a spool of filament from Polymaker. Link in the video description, enter for your chance. We're gonna do the draw at the end of stream. 16, M316s. Do I have M316s? I do. 1, 2, 3. Thanks for visiting our site. Rings GeoCities. I had a GeoCity. With the view counter at the bottom, how many people came to view your channel, your page. Where is it? Yeah, it's like my Hotmail. I think my Facebook account still uses my Hotmail, which is funny because I like it that way because I don't log into. I haven't logged into my Hotmail in like 15 years. So it's nice because I don't get all the Facebook spam. Because I don't use Facebook. I have it, and I use it for like a couple family members. That's it. But yeah. Account created, joined April 2006. Videos oldest. Running EVE Online on an EPC. I had one of these in college. Yeah. There's my guild. My guild back in 19 years ago. Good God. Look at that frame rate. My laptop did not like recording. The good old days. Okay, so we need to reinstall this bed. So there's a bit of play here. Let me clean these up. Let me find. Get rid of this play. I don't think it really matters too much that there is a bit of slop here because I can't. Yeah, you get in there. Yeah, that slop's just going to exist, I think. Yeah, that's just going to exist because that's just in the joint itself. Yeah, that's just play in the joint itself. That ain't going away. Okay, that's good there. Get rid of these zip ties. Here, you know what? I'm going to take this panel off too so you guys can see because the reflections. There we go. Okay, now you guys can see. Okay. ICQ. Yeah, all that stuff, like, I miss those days. The internet was so much simpler. Where did I put my vernier? Where did I put my vernier? Where did I put my vernier? I don't know where. Oh, here it is. So I just want to make sure these are all roughly the same. 757, 758, 756. So if you don't know what these are phenolic spacers. So if you don't know what phenolic, is it phenolic? Is that like what the actual, it's phenolic spacers, but is that what the actual material is, phenolic? Is that how you? Yeah, phenolic. Yeah. Anyways, it's this stuff. It's this stuff. If you want to know what this stuff is used for, go watch a BPS space video. If it's temperature resistant enough for rocket shit, it's temperature resistant enough for your printer bed. But it's basically a very stiff material that is not really susceptible to heat, so it doesn't transfer heat, which is good for a standoff. So you're not transferring the heat from the bed into your frame. Okay, so that's good there. You're saving some heat wastage and some expansion, all that fun shit. And also it's thermally stable, so you don't have to deal with it expanding or contracting either. So it's used in a bunch of different stuff. Go watch some BPS based stuff and you'll see what it's used for there. But it's a good, like, it's good for standoffs. Now I have also made my own, not using phenolic material. But I have made them out of, and I actually have some here, this stuff. This is a fiberboard spacer. I use this on, I can't remember which printer. It's harder to use on the newer printers because most printers, the mats are like cut. So they go right to the edge, they have a little cutout, so these are a little too big. But back in ye olde days with like the original beds where you ordered like a 250 bed for a 300 bed, or a 250 heater for a 300 bed, I use these. This is fiberboard. This is just compressed fiberglass insulation, and we'd use this on the backs of molds to insulate the mold from the planum, which is like the press itself. So when you cut these out, when you cut holes and whatnot, you use like a hole saw, and I would just use a little hole saw and cut a bunch of these and use them as my bed standoffs, and they work pretty good. I've never had an issue with them. I'm sure there's some downside to them that somebody's probably like, oh, you shouldn't use them for that. But I'm like, if it's good enough for insulating a mold from a planum, it should be good enough to keep a bed from transferring heat. You just want something that's solid and doesn't expand, or at least is thermally stable. So yeah, you can use springs, obviously. A bunch of printers use springs. There's really nothing wrong with springs. Oh, I gotta clean these holes out. Springs work. You just got to be aware springs will expand and contract, which, you know, on the Venture XL where you have to adjust your beds to make sure everything fits right and it is level, you're going to want something you can tweak. But if it's just a single piece bed, I think going rigid makes more sense. So it depends. Again, like everything in 3D printing, if it works, it works. Looking in spacer is Rulon, filled Teflon. That's the thing, like once you start getting into the fancy stuff, you're probably spending a lot more money and the return on investment probably isn't there. It's like I've seen somebody was playing around with getting servos to work with Clipper natively. Like for those that don't know, servos work with Clipper. This Pantheon uses ClearPath servos and ball screws, and it runs Clipper. But using them in like a step direction thing, it's not using them like true servos. So you're losing out. You're getting some of the benefit, but you're not getting all the benefit of true servos. And somebody was like, why doesn't Clipper, like, why don't we use servos more in Clipper? Like, because Bamboo's doing it, now everyone has to do it. Bamboo has, their extruder uses a servo. And it's like, well, why don't everyone use it? And it's like, honestly, it's because a cheap NEMA 17 with a standard extruder is good enough. Like, especially with 3D printing, there are so many variables in the equation that like good enough gets you 90, if you're 98% of the way there with good enough. And if you want to get 2% better, you got to spend 3 times the amount. It's like, it's good enough. Like, yeah, you know, a servo sounds cool, but do you really need it? Oh, this one's gonna be annoying to line up. Are you lined up? You are not lined up, and I can't see where you're at because there's a bunch of wires in the way. Yay. Oh my God, I hate lining this one up. Like, for example, I used to do pew-pew stuff, right? I used to do competitive pistol shooting and whatnot. It's a hobby. And, you know, for the gun folks here, if you know, you know, I used to own a Norinco M305B. That is essentially a semi-auto M14, right? An M1A, Springfield M1A, right? It doesn't go ping, use the magazine, but a semi-automatic M14, okay? So it's a Norinco, which means it's made in China, and there's tooling marks all over it, and it's cast metal, and it was probably about 90% as good as a Springfield. It wasn't as accurate, but when you're shooting at 100 meters, who cares? It was reliable, and guess what? It cost me $400 versus, you know, the 2,000 of an M1A from Springfield. So for $400, getting 90% of a $2,000 thing, I'm okay with that. So a lot of the time, it just comes down to like return on investment and the ROI. And you'd be surprised at how often it doesn't really work. Or it's some things just, you know, on paper this is the optimal setup, but in real world, it made sense. More people would probably be doing it. Okay, I cannot get this screw to go in. The stupid T-nut keeps rotating on me. And I can't get it to line up. Come on. Why did I do this one first? You know what? We're going to do this one. We're going to do that one first. They're very solid. Yeah, they used a lot of the original tooling, if I remember correctly. Okay. You know what? Oh my god, this is annoying. I don't know where that phenolic spacer went. Hopefully it didn't go too far. Did you guys see where it went? Something fell. Uh-oh. Shoot. Don't tell me it fell off, rolled under my printer, and then fell on the floor and rolled away. Trying to get this to get in here. It's in the electronics bay? Okay, I'll check. I just want to get this stupid one in first. Okay, the fact that I can't get this stupid screw in is annoying the hell out of me. It's one screw. Oh, that's... Who could tell me what's wrong with that? Who could tell me what's wrong with that? There's still part of the PI screw in it. Okay. Oh my god, I got it. There we go, got one. Okay, we got one. Two. Where did this guy go? Okay, you said it fell in the printer. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? You said it fell in the printer. I don't see it. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Seriously, where'd it go? Please tell me it didn't fall on the ground. Didn't see anything. Where'd it go? It fell in the electronics bay. I didn't see it falling out. Shoot. Okay. I'm not seeing anything move in the electronics bay. Of course, it's dark, so it's not like it stands out. Should have been bright fluorescent pink or something. Is it underneath the printer? No. I don't see it anywhere. Where'd it go? Oh, this is gonna bug me now. This is gonna bug me now. This is gonna bug me now. Fell on the floor. Fell on the floor. Okay. Pretty sure that phenolic stuff is not good for you because my fingers are all itchy now. Yeah, I totally... If you ever get like small slivers from like fiberglass or whatever, piece of really sticky tape will sometimes get it off. I think we're good. All right. So now, gotta rehook up all the wires. So, who watched Plurbus last night? Apparently there was a celebrity cameo, but I couldn't see it. It was just an empty TV. Couldn't see who it was. If you know, you know, but please don't spoil it for those that haven't watched it yet. It is so good. I am so down for that show. I tried watching Breaking Bad. I couldn't get into it. I made it through like halfway through the second season and I just stopped watching it. But Plurbus, I am plurbed. I'm in for the Plurbus. This one. Alan V gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers and appreciate it. Did I miss one? I think I missed one earlier. Viewer activity. Who was that? Did I miss an Andrew? Andrew Rogers, $10 for the fry. Yay, fun. Cheers. Anyone, random question for the hive. Everyone still use Pi-hole? I had it set up on my Unraid server for a bit, and then an update broke it, and then I haven't bothered setting it back up again. Because I'll be honest, I run AdBlock Plus on all my computers, and I don't really watch stuff on my phone often enough where an ad blocker is something I would want. Like, it's not really annoying enough. I don't really watch stuff on my phone. I don't web browse on my phone. I'm that kind of millennial. I don't do anything important on my phone. My phone's only when I'm out and about. Or communication. waiting for the season to be fully out. Delvin, I get it, and normally that's how I consume media. I wait for either a full season to be out or the show to finish altogether. Game of Thrones broke me, and I refused to invest in. I, for years, refused to invest myself in a show until it was over because of Game of Thrones. I didn't want my heart broken again. But I heard so many good things, and then literally like randomly, you know how YouTube will just like randomly recommend you a short? And I watched one clip of Plurbus from like the first or second episode, and I'm like, shit, this interests me. And then I started watching it on like episode 3, and then I've been watching it since. It is actually kind of nice to be watching a show and like, oh shit, what's going on? And like having to wait a week. It's actually I kind of miss it. Okay, so where does this plug in? Good thing I took a picture. Whenever you're like, if you ever get lost, take pictures. I had the advantage of doing everything live. The amount of times I've had to go back on a live stream and like see where I put something or where something goes, you'd be surprised. But don't be afraid to take pictures of stuff. So like, oh, the thermistor, where's this thermistor go? Oh, the thermistor goes right here. Right there. Cool. So that goes there. Then yellow goes to yellow. White goes to blue. And this goes to the SSR. So let's go on to this side. Plug this in. Can't really see because there's a bed in the way, but I'm just plugging stuff in. You're not really missing out on anything cool, unfortunately. You go there. Got your first blob of death. That happens. What size are those power supplies? They are 350s. They're UHB 350s. One's a UHB 350 24 and one's a 48. Because we do run 48 on here for the tool head actually. Because it's a 48 volt heater. Because Luke from Luke's lab likes no kill like overkill apparently. I'm hearing somebody mess around with garbage cans, and I don't know who it is. And it's bugging me. I'm like, who's making noises? Okay, so here's the fun part. I got to re-cable management all this. I knocked something over. What was that? Hopefully nothing important. I got to re-cable manage all this. So I have two options for cable management, okay? I can either spend the time to properly reroute all these cables back to where they go, okay? And just kind of like make sure everything's happy and where it's supposed to live. Or I put this back in and move on with my life. Hey look, cables are managed. Ta-da! I'll actually do them right, because that is, how did I get this out? How did I get it out? Seriously, how did I get it in? It came out just fine. How did I get it in and get it out? Okay, maybe, you know what? Fuck it. We're good. Raise the bed. I didn't raise the bed though. Oh, you're right. I raised the bed and then I did lower it after. I did lower the bed after. That's right. Okay. Let me just rerun these because I don't want these ones kind of, there we go. Is that good? That's good. There we go. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna zip tie some stuff up. Do a little bit of cable management. Yeah, Plurbus is 9 episodes for season 1. It's one of those shows that when the episode ends, you're like, wait, that's it? Give me more. One of the things I will say, as somebody who has been consuming media for my entire life, like most of you have, it is the amount of long shots in Plurbus, I am all for. The amount of times where like a scene just goes on for like 30 seconds a minute, no cuts, it's just a 30, 60 second scene. It's just a long take. Like everything's not like ADD cut for the freaking Zoomer brains. Like it's actually like, okay, minor spoiler. When Carol calls the phone, there's a voice message that plays before she can leave a message. If you don't know, this doesn't spoil anything. The fact that they leave that in every time is kind of interesting. Like they haven't cut it out. They haven't edited it away. It's every time she calls, it's this 20-second message of whatever, and then she leaves a message. The fact that they leave it, I'm like, oh my God, thank you. It makes it feel more like, it gives everything room to breathe. It gives you time to think. Like it allows you to like mull over a scene and like think about what is going on and the ramifications. And it's like, it gives you time to just like absorb what is happening instead of it just being like boom, 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 cut, and camera angle. Oh my God, look at that, look at that, look at that. Oh my God. It's like, give you time. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so for it. In the Taken movie, yeah, there's a shot of Liam Neeson jumping a fence. It's 13 cuts in 5 seconds. What is this show? Plurbus. And if you don't know what Plurbus is, for the Americans, it's on your money. E pluribus unum, out of many one. Right? That was your country's motto before the religious people changed it. It's still on the money. And pluribus, I'm pretty sure, is many. I think that is many? What is pluribus actually? Pluribus. That's meaning. Because e pluribus unum is out of many one, but what is actual just pluribus? Yeah, it is the Latin word for many, or from many. So the title of the show is Plurbus with a 1 in it for the inside of the I. So if you know, you know. It is a really good show. If you haven't watched it yet, don't look up anything. Just download it and start watching. Or if you have Apple TV, watch it legitly. But just watch it. Don't look up anything. Just start watching it. It is one of those shows where the least you know going in, the better. Just let it do its thing. Because I'm actually for how anticlimactic some of the reveals are. Also, I've heard the term competency porn thrown around, and I am all for it in this show. People who know what they're doing what they know what they're doing competently, I am all for. And this show has it in spades. I got something on I got a goober on this. I gotta clean it. Means I should not be partaking. Yar me hearty Durin bun wolf. There be ways to acquire the content if thus travels the high seas. Yar. I don't do Apple TV either. I don't own a single Apple product in my life. I don't have an Apple account. I don't have Apple TV. I think I don't even know is Apple TV in Canada? I know a lot of the stuff like from HBO and whatnot is on like Crave and like some Canadian broadcasters like carry it. But welcome to the modern world, and anything that comes out on a streaming site is on alternative sources of content acquisition within like 30 minutes, so. Yar. There we go. There we go. Okay, lock that in. Oh, I got that in there. There we go. There we go. Doesn't require it up. I know, but I mean, like, I don't have anything Apple, so I'm not going to get Apple TV. Plus, this is like the only show on Apple TV I'm actually interested in. For All Mankind. I've heard it's okay too. I've watched a couple clips of it now and then, but I've never actually like sat down and watched it. Apparently, from what I've heard about For All Mankind, the space stuff is good, but there's also like a drama show in there, and the drama stuff is kind of meh. So it's like, it's one of those shows where it's like, when it's good, but then there's like a scene of just people talking about their problems for like half an hour and it's boring. And then it gets to a cool space scene. I love the premise though. Like the whole aspect of what if we actually put money into NASA and we kept putting in money into NASA is like, damn it, I wish we had a competent space program. Give me back my competent space program. Is this the Seaboard kit? Yes, this is the Seaboard kit, which is now rebuilt. We have rebuilt it. It is better. I do need to put a camera on this though. It doesn't have a camera, and that part is a little annoying. I don't have a camera on this printer. Okay, so we're gonna put it back on the shelf. We'll plug it in, we'll get a bed on it. And then I'll feed it some MG94 ABS, the good stuff. And we shall see how well it flows when you do ABS, MG94 ABS at 280 Celsius. We'll see. Okay, so pick it up. Oh my God, this thing's heavy. There's a reason when you build printers, don't put the bed until the end. The bed is the last thing you put in a printer. Okay. Plug that in. Turn it on. Okay. You notice a reoccurring theme of having to replace all the electronics on kits? Just the FISEC ones. Anything with Big Tree Tech stuff has been pretty solid. Same with anything with LDO stuff. This one did have a CB1 that I did replace with a CM4. But that was, I don't think I needed to. It's just we were trying to troubleshoot problems with the toolhead board. And the toolhead board on this was weird, I think. The stock toolhead board on this, I think, was weird. I don't think it was a standard product, or I can't remember. But we were trying to hunt down gremlins, and we just ended up replacing a bunch of stuff. This is all stock except for the toolhead. Because I was having issues on this with the LDO toolhead, with the Big Tree Tech toolhead, and eventually we just like went to the Luke's Lab stuff. I think it was the temperature. This machine gets hot. This enclosure, because the motors are pumping out a bunch of heat, it's got the clicky clack doors. This chamber gets to like 60, 70 Celsius. I think it was just the heat. I think just like the stock consumer electronics were just not having it. So I kind of want to peel that. I might do that. want to peel off this bed that I'm using in here is textured on one side, and then on the other side it's a sticker. I might peel off the sticker on this side, just so it's bare metal, so you get better heat transfer. Because I like textured PI. I like satin textured PI. If anyone happens to make a 600mm satin textured PI bed, flex plate, let me know. I want one for the Venture XL because I am destroying the stock Physek bed on that thing. Yeah, oh yeah, the old logo. The Nero 3D logo. If you watch me on Twitch, you'll still see it because I use it for the Twitch gaming streams. We're playing Oblivion right now. It's actually kind of fun. I kind of miss that type of game. Okay, let me home this. So, move, home, home all. And then we got to figure out how to feed a big chunky spool of ABS into this thing. Probably gonna have to use rollers. The Zed's not moving. Is something going on here? What's going on here? It just hung up. It just did XY home and then it stopped moving. I know West 3D makes has made a run of beds for Phoenixes, but I don't know if they actually product type. Frames and build plates. Or no, we want build surfaces. Put on a Voron. Could have sworn they had a 600 by 600. An OP. Do they positron printers for ants? They got Phoenix? No Phoenix. I could have sworn they had a 600 by 600 bed. Because they did make a run of beds for Phoenixes back a while ago. Move. Okay, so home X, home X. So the bed drops. Home Y. Home Z. Okay, home all. It just didn't want to home the first time, I guess. Okay, cool. Let's unload this filament. That was really weird. It has a beacon. It's just really weird. On startup there, it just did not want to home. It just homed XY, and then it just started thinking. And I was like, that's a little not usual, and a little concerning, but is what it is. What happened to MIRC? Discord pretty much killed a lot of that stuff. Discord killed a lot of those IRC forums, a bunch of that stuff. Just Discord killed it. It's just nature of the beast type thing. Discord did that stuff better. It was easier, more accessible. It had built-in file sharing, video sharing, voice chat. It's like, remember VoIP? Or VoIP, TeamSpeak. We all used to use TeamSpeak back in the day, like Ventrilo. Discord just kind of does it all. And it's free. You didn't have to pay to host a server. You didn't have to like do anything funky. You just set up, like I have a Discord, you just set it up and you're ready to rock. It just retract. I gotta set up an actual proper retract macro on this. There we go. Okay, so we gotta feed this thing MG94 ABS. So let's see how well this handles MG94 ABS. This is the good shit. So bad for finding information though. It does, but it's because it's you trade off better live for worse archival. Forums are great for archival stuff if you're willing to host it. And the problem with forums, you know, forums are great. Oh yeah, you can search for everything on a forum until that thing you searched for was, you know, created in 2009 and all the images are gone because the images were hosted on PhotoBucket, right? So that's like, you know, nothing is perfect. Discord, like one of the reasons, you know, the Voron team, we use Discord. Before we used Slack. The Voron team, we used to use Slack. Like when I joined the Voron team, we were using Slack. But Slack deletes stuff after a certain amount of time unless you pay for the higher tiers. And this was like in 2018, 2019. So it's not as bad as it is today. But anyways, long story short, because we were actively developing stuff, right? It's easier to get feedback and get stuff out there and get, like, you know, it's easier to work on a project when you got live feedback. So that's what the advantage of Slack was. And then we moved to Discord because Slack sucks if you don't pay for it. Really? Really? There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. So we are loaded. Let me get a better roller. Those rollers suck. And then we will try the flow test on this thing. Where did I put the Gucci rollers here? Thank you, Apulo. These ones suck. There we go. These ones actually roll properly. Okay. So you are loaded. Let's slice. So fire up Orca. You slack at the last job, then we got bought out and moved to full Microsoft product. Oof. It's like Zoom. Okay, so Seaboard Trident Tube. We're going to print with ASA, but we are going to print a little on the toasty side. Okay. Calibration, max flow rate. We're going to start at 20 millimeters and we're going to go up to 80. See if it makes it to 80. Transfer. Right. Okay. Yeah. 280. So temperature 280. Fan speed. Layer time. Flow. Goes to 80 millimeters cubed. Print. Upload and print. Okay, so first things first, I'm gonna let the printer heat up for a bit. I'm hearing a little kid yell. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Got too much stuff over here. No, I can't open the door. I think I heard him go inside. I can hear my son in the backyard, and I'm like, what are you doing back there? Okay. We're gonna let that heat up, let that pre-warm for a bit, get nice and toasty, and then we'll actually run it. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Apparently the little guy's out back and he wants my wife to go out with her, or with him. And he doesn't want to come inside to ask her though, so he's just yelling. Okay, so let's start putting together droid stuff. Because I gotta start putting this stuff together so I have room to actually put this stuff places. And right now it's all held together with friction. So we're just gonna kind of go through it and kind of just put it together. Sound good? Sound good. Hopefully I can get this apart. Oop. Something broke. Hopefully nothing important. Hopefully nothing important. No, we're good. I heard cracking and I don't know what that was. Oh. Okay, it's that. Oh my. Okay, I gotta reprint these. I gotta reprint these in an actual structural material. ABS was not good for these parts. That's not good. Coral! Coral! Body. Back panel. Back panel rod. Okay, so 25, pet G, balanced. We'll do 4 walls. What do we got for tops and bottoms? We'll do more. 5 bottom, 5 top. There we go. These are structural parts, so I need these to be not poopy. Oh, you know why? They failed because these I printed them in ABS, and there wasn't enough meat there. Not enough meat there. So they just, when I was trying to prop them apart, it just flexed it. So I'll be honest, a lot of this droid is pet G, and I'm thinking pet G might be a better option for a lot of this stuff because of the enhanced layer adhesion and the fact that it can take a bump and not like break like PLA. So we'll let Coral do its thing. This will get printing though. Start printing this. Print, upload and print. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so instead of working on the back door, just can't do the back door sometimes. We will instead work on the body. So grab the body. Shake that body. Come on, work that body. I need a little box. You will work. I've been storing parts for this build inside the body. So it's like, take all this out. There we go. Go. Yeah, there's so many like random little parts that just kind of like, oh, this one goes here. We have some, you know, where are they? Like these parts like go like that. Like it's a whole bunch of stuff, but it's like you have to finish this, get this ready, and then we can put the other stuff on. So what I have to do is, this is 3 separate parts, okay? This part to this part fits pretty good. I don't have to do much, but this top part to this part has a bunch of like bosses and indexing points that I have to clean up because they're not indexing too well. And then we have like shoulder hinges and like all kinds of other stuff. There is, you know, these are like the shoulder joints, and it's like these lock in here somehow. Is it on the, yeah, it's on this side. It's like there's a whole like, and it allows it to pivot, and it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. These weigh like, this is 1 kilogram of plastic right here. This is like, or correction, this is like 700 grams of plastic right here. These are solid because all the weight of the entire droid rests on these joints. And then even in here, there's all kinds of cool tricks. This part is solid because they do the cool little trick thing here, where like, if you look at this, these are the ankles, right? And you're like, okay, yeah, look at this. See what's going on here? See what's going on there? So there's like these little like 1 thou wide little voids in a bunch of spots. I don't know why those are so close together. I already put them to stick together, so I might have moved it. But it's pretty cool. So that's that. Watch this. Prepare. Watch. Let me load Astromech body, basic body, 500 millimeter body rings. Which one would it be? The top. Let's do the top. So the top. Okay. No, that's not what I want. Out of bed. Okay. Okay. So you're part right here. Strength, right? Just watch. Just watch when you slice this thing. That should be flex. What do you mean flex? So, ready? It's just solid. Everything else is infill. This is all walls. It is nothing but walls. So it takes forever to print because it just does all these little wall loops in here. So it's basically 100, it's not infill. It's 100% wall, not infill. It's wall. It's all in concentric loops. So infill would just be da-da-da-da-da-da-da. This is like concentric like bricks. So this is rock solid. The downside is it doesn't really fit together too well. So I got to pop it apart. And this is going to be a little bit annoying. Because we got to figure out what part doesn't really want to stick together too well. So let's put this together because there's some screws. I did buy screws because you have to put like 50 mil screws in this thing to hold it together. Because this is actually pretty cool how it works. Because there's 3 parts, essentially these individual pieces anchor to the bottom and then you put it up on the top and you can see they have holes here. So you basically use a screw on the top to just link it all together. So we got to clean up all this, I think, because there's all these little slots that it's got to fit into. And I think I'm just going to go for broke and just kind of undersize them and just make it fit later. So let me pull up the actual manual here because there is a manual. It's not like a Voron manual, that's for sure, but it's enough to, you know, make sure you're putting the right screws in the right spots. Body. There you go. And then I did buy some screws. Where'd I put them? I think I threw everything in here. Did I throw everything? Yeah, I gotta go digging. So I've been a big brain. All the parts that I've been printing, I've stored in the head. I'm like, it's a bucket. But I think I threw the screws in here. So I gotta find them. So give me a second here. Hopefully that didn't break. This is a skirt. I'm gonna need the skirt. We'll put the skirt together too. The break. Nope, that's good. Oh, here we go. This is like the door with the little, I don't know why I printed them in blue because I'm not using blue, but I printed them in blue. So these are cool because they have a little ratchet. So you put like a little servo on the inside here and the servo mounts there, works on that and allows the arms to like open and close. So that'll be fun. That'll be fun. I am using, for those that don't know, I'm using the Michael Baddeley files for the simple droid, the Mark IV. So it's not, this droid can't do like the whole, like, you know, when R2 gets hit with it and all the doors open. This one won't be able to do that. It's going to have a lot less I want it to drive, beep, and do a couple things. But the whole goal of this is, I've watched some videos of some other people's Astromech build, and they're like, yeah, I spent $6 grand on this. We're trying to be cheap. We're going to try and do this as cheap as possible. We'll see how it goes. Huge shout out to Polymaker for providing all the filament. Link for them in the video description. Go check them out. We like Polymaker. This is all CF PETG. It was honestly, if you have a big project coming up during the Black Friday sales, 45% off 3 kilogram spools of CF PETG was a really good buy. Hope you stocked up, because CF PETG has quickly become my favorite material for these kind of projects. Okay, so Mark IV simple body, optimized for quality and limited sanding needed, minimized body seams, alignment slots for easy assembly, body bars, internal structure for strength, flexible lazy Susan mounts. Yeah, that's one thing I have to find. You need a lazy Susan to mount the head, and every place that I can find that has them is in the States. So I don't want to know. There's one place that sells them for like $70 US, and they're made specifically for these droids. I haven't seen how much shipping and taxes and duties will be to get that to me in Canada. So we'll see. It does do 232, which is pretty cool. For those that don't know, Astromechs in Star Wars, they can do the little thing on 2 legs, and then they go to 3 legs to drive around. This, you can automate it. There's actually modded files for this to be able to automate that going from 3 to 2 to 3, where it does it mechanically. I'm not worried about that. You just pick it up and just make it, you just move it yourself. So I'm okay with that. How's this feeding? I will say this spool holder is probably not the best option for this, but that's all we got. Okay, fully compatible with V2 and Mark III legs, domes, drives, inbuilt infill, no need to adjust infill for high stress parts, magnetic back panel, which I got magnets for that. All I've bought for this so far is this stuff. Long screws and magnets, although I am gonna have to buy more. Simple body, no opening panels, utility arms. I do already have modded files for utility arms that will open. Also, I am going to put a exhaust vent so it can do smoke. It can exhaust like smoke. It's actually pretty simple to do. You just use an uptight can of compressed air and a servo to activate it, and it'll shoot smoke off out of a grill or something. I'll do a few mods. Also, I'm not opposed to cutting holes in this to add stuff if I need to. So simple body. So you can print everything on this on a 250 printer, but you know, I've got a 600. I might as well. Although I did screw up the legs. The legs have which one's left, which one's right? Left and left. So the legs you can print as one piece, but I didn't realize they had files for one piece legs, so I printed them in 3 pieces. So like this whole thing, I could have printed as one piece instead of 2 separate pieces. And then I think this goes in there. And there's the one leg for an Astromech. The bodies are all the same. All the bodies for all the Astromechs in Star Wars are the same. It's the heads that make them different. So I will show you here, because they have this nice little start here guide. But it's like, I'm building an R6, which is this guy right here, but they're all the same body, just different heads for the most part. But I'm building an R6, which is this guy. Why? Because I think the dome looks cooler. Plus, round domes are more of a pain in the butt to sand. This is more of a slope. So I don't know. I like the look of the R6. So we're going with an R6. The joy of building non-canon stuff in Star Wars is you can do your own thing and you're not beholden to be like, well, actually in episode 4, in scene 36, that arm actually has a dent in it and yours doesn't have the dent, so it's not screen accurate. Yeah, I don't want to deal with that bullshit. I love Star Wars as a setting. We'll leave it at that. I love the setting of Star Wars. I love the universe of Star Wars. But when it comes to like the recent movies, Okay. Go back to this because I got to start putting bolts in this. So removing supports. I think I already popped off all the support parts. Am I going to paint? Oh no, I'm painting it. We're going to post-process it and everything. So we got to put these arms together. So what holds all this? So M325 countersunk. These are all countersunks. Do I have countersunk M3 screws? Could have sworn I had M3. I mean, it doesn't really matter if they're countersunk or not. I think I have some. I do have countersunk screws. So, yeah, so you can see here. So you're supposed to epoxy these together, but I've kind of already forced everything together. Maybe I can pop it apart because these two parts go together pretty good. These two parts go together pretty good. And there's enough friction that I think we're okay. So what I will do, I'll try and pop it apart. Let's see if I can. If I can, I can. If I can't, I won't. But if I can pop it apart, I will. And then we'll put a little epoxy or JB weld or something in the joints to stiffen them up, but I don't know if I can. Yeah, we might just be relying on these bars to hold it all together, which honestly I'm okay with. I'll just put some like epoxy on the joint on the inside. It'll be fine. Gloop it. Actually, you're right. I could just gloop it. I'll just gloop it from the inside once it's together. I'll just gloop it from the inside once it's together. Okay, so plus it's I think the epoxy is when you're joining like these parts, where mine, this is like 4 separate parts on a 250 where it's one on mine. For the lower 250, cut 11 M325 countersunk bolts that are used to join the sections together with the thicker parts. The M3 nuts on the other side. There are also 4 M315 used for the thinner parts. The M315 can be used in the self-tat. Note the bolts are really mechanical strings to hold it while gluing. Okay. To assemble, make sure. Okay, so looks like those go right through. Those do go right through. Yep, and they go right through. Okay. So, and 325s. That is going. We're at it for non-transparent materials, yeah. So unfortunately, all my screws are all mixed up. So hopefully I have enough of these. If I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. So how much of this could be done on one print on supports on the Venture? I do believe you could print the whole thing. I do believe I could print the whole thing in one part. The problem is I could have probably merged this part and this part. The problem is with the top part, it would have been hard. You would have had to print like it like this. So you would have needed support for all of this stuff, which would have been a pain in the butt. So this part sits perfectly on this part, so you probably could have printed both of these together as one. Yeah, you could have. You could have easily, or actually no, because you would have needed support for this part. You would have needed support there for a flat overhang. Yeah, more chance of a failure. Yep, that's the other thing too. Like, even though you have a big printer, you got to be careful not to, like, put it this way, in the past week, my power flickered once. My power flickered once this week. So imagine you were like 23 hours into a 42-hour print and the power just flickered and you're running Clipper, so there's no resume. Like, that's kind of the downside you got to worry about when doing this kind of stuff is you got to worry. UPS, so the problem with the UPS, the Venture XL is 20 amp. It uses a 20 amp plug. UPSs use 15 amp plugs, or at least the consumer level stuff. Somebody shared a link to a one that will work with this amperage, and it's like $2,000. So unfortunately, it's kind of pricey. So what I'm actually thinking of doing, like, it's not that I'm super worried. My power flickers like once every couple weeks. The power just might go for a split second. Okay, they're doing a bunch of construction between my house and the city, so that's what I'm assuming it is. Plus, you know, winter power lines. Like, I've had my power go out for like power lines going down. Shit happens, right? Shit happens. So you kind of have to be prepared for that. So what I might do is break out the electronics on the printer and have those powered by a separate circuit. So basically just have like the Big Tree Tech controller board, the tool head board, the motors, basically have everything but the bed, the 4 beds on one circuit, and then the 4 beds on a separate circuit, because that'll work. But that way I can at least have the electronics and the motion system on a UPS, because that's just a normal, like, as far as that the Venture XL is concerned, oh, I don't have that camera on. As far as the Venture XL is concerned, it is a Voron V2. The Voron V2 with 48 amp motors. Nothing fancy. It just happens to be big enough that it has 4 separate beds. So I could break out the electronics and the motion system, have that on a normal 15 amp circuit or 15 amp plug that into a UPS. That way, if the power does do a flicker, at least the printer will run until the beds basically cause a thermal runaway by not heating at expected rate. With the printer being enclosed, that would probably take a minute or two, which, let's be honest, if the power goes out for longer than a minute or two, that's usually, the print's usually gone at that point, because usually the chamber will cool, the bed will cool, you'll run into problems if the power's out that long. But if it's only out for like 5 seconds, it should just resume without problem. So that is something I might have to do. This is kind of annoying to do. Where's my... shoot, is it on the other side of the garage? I might have it on the other side of the garage. Let me go grab my... whatchamacallit. There's my wrench. Just run the bed on natural gas. Speaking of natural gas, my furnace stopped working. Well, not stopped working, but my furnace is not working as good as I would like it. I think I need to get a new heater for the house, which we knew it was going to happen either this year or next year. Our house is like 25 years old and it's original with the house. So we kind of knew we were getting to that point, but we were really hoping it would last one more year. So We did a new AC unit like 4 or 5 years ago. But we're at the point now where we're gonna have to get a new furnace. I just replaced my 30-year-old electric furnace with a new heat pump. 25 just broke in. No, it's natural gas. Here in Ontario, Southern Ontario, natural gas, everyone uses natural gas for heating. It's like the most common because you have to run ducting in your house anyways for central air. So you just add a furnace and you're good. A gas furnace. Gas is cheap for the most part. Look at it go. Man, this is really awkward to do because you can't see it. Wait, maybe if I do this. There we go. Yep, so that's those two. And then I think these ones at the back, same thing. But this is going to be annoying because I don't think I can get my Allen key back there. Cold enough to North Texas. It was negative 12 Celsius this morning. So we get cold enough where we need heating and cooling. Like, you need it here. That ain't gonna fit. So, how am I gonna make this work? Do I have a small... Oh, where's my little screwdriver? It's upstairs. Yeah, I think my little... Maybe I can fit this in here. Nope. Where is maybe the LDO kit I can use, because it's in a crappy spot. I got to screw that screw in right there. But we do have the little LDO tool. Hopefully one of these fit. H2. Dang it, that ain't gonna work. Can't even see how well it's lined up. That's my problem. I really wish I had a small 90-degree wrench for this. If I had a small 90-degree wrench for this, it'd be a lot easier. I don't even know if these stupid things are lined up. How am I going to do this? Can I even see through these? I can't even see if it's lined up. That's the problem I have.
Little Allen key. Do I have a little Allen key for this size? That happens to be on a ball. Little Allen key for this size on a ball. Nope. 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 You're not on a ball. Maybe that'll work. You're nope. Maybe this will work. It's an oddball size, but it might work. You know what I have? Oh, you know what? You know what? Wait. Oh. This isn't the right thing. Problem is, it's not lined up. I can't see if it's lined up. That's my problem. Oh, this is awkward. This is so awkward. How off are we? Like, I can't even see if this is lined up. That's my problem. Is that, sir? Did I put it in backwards? No? Do I have these in right? Yeah, no, that's... Did I put it in too far? Do I have these in right? Are these the right ones? Because these are the right ones. These are the rear, right? Front. Yeah, this is the front. Yeah, that's the front. Okay, so we're looking at it from the front. Front left. The fact that there's little spacers in here and there's nothing to space kind of worries me. Front left. Okay. Okay, you go there. Blam, thank you for becoming a channel member. Cheers and appreciate it. Gotcha. There we go. I had them in backwards. There we go. Now they're in. Now they're going in. Okay. There we go. Okay. We're good. We're good. We're good. Yeah, we're building a garbage can up here. If you're just tuning in, we're also seeing how much flow we can get out of this tube with MG94 ABS. Okay, so that's that. Damn it. Oh, also, we have LDO reached out, and we should have a Micron kit on the way soon. So I know some people were asking if we were going to build one, the LDO Micron kit. The answer is yes. You only need a 250. All the parts for the Michael Battley files will work on a 250. You can build this guy on a 250. It's just multiple parts instead of, you know, you're gonna have to do more sanding and hole filling and whatnot, but you can build these on a 250. Like, think about it. What is the most common printer sold right now? It's like Bamboo A1s and P1s and whatnot, and K2. Like, they're all 250 spec printers. Like, 250 spec is the most common printer size, so. I don't want to over tighten these because they don't have to be super tight, because they're mostly, these parts are mostly there just to hold, like, all the forces in the Z, not in the XY. So but yeah, I'll gloop all the seams on the inside once it's built. It's gonna be annoying. I hate doing this stuff with my left hand. Try this. This is super happy fun times. That's why I like my LTT store screwdriver. The ratchet is very nice and
loosey-goosey so it actually will stay on this stuff really well. There we go. Because everyone knows dealing with a ratchet that doesn't want to ratchet is annoying. You know, like, gotta like somehow put tension on it till it bites. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. Woo! That was annoying. That was annoying. Okay, so that is, this part is now held in place. I think these ones, they do have some in the back, but these are M315s? Sure. Ratchet won't ratchet, yeah. Sure, that'll work. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These ones I can do by hand because these ones just go into the bottoms here. Shit. Okay. Too long. Two. And I don't think I have anything shorter. I got some that are a bit shorter. There we go. Now we're good. I'm using this on the lowest setting so I don't strip the plastic. You got to be careful. Oh, if you're hearing a noise, might be that. This is also pretty loud right now. By the way, we are up to 53 millimeters cubed a second of flow, and that is peeling up the flex plate. I might have to put clips on this thing. At least it's not pulling up the magnet. Might have to let it heat soak more. You know what it might be? You know what it probably is? Probably the stupid fans. What are the fans running at? Oh, geez. Fans are running at 59%. Let's drop that down to 20. Fan speed, 80%. Oh, no wonder why. Jeez. I wonder why. It's a freaking fan. Oh, you know why? Because I think this profile was based on an ABS profile or a PLA profile. Oh, we're starting to get some. So the problem is it's going to go back up every time. Because I think the profile, that ABS profile I just YOLO'd there, was based on a PLA profile with just the temperatures bumped up, or a PET G profile with the temperatures bumped up. So that would explain why. So let me cancel the print. Turn this fan off. Yeah, print's canceled. There we go. So we only bumped the plastic out a little bit there. Oopsie doodles. That's okay. It's okay. Let that cool off for a minute. We'll try it again. Okay, so now we have the bottom on. So now what we have to do is I got to clean up the top. I'm not super concerned, but we'll clean up the top a bit. And then I got to figure out how to make sure that top ring sits on as good as possible. Because it needs to be as flush as possible, because what's going to happen on the top to hold it all together, once you put everything together, you use, what are they, M360s, and you can see them here. So it basically cinches it all together with M360s. So you get these big boys, and that just pulls all three parts together. So the screws that we put in are in the bottom only, and they're anchors for these. And then the top ones put it all together. And then once it's all together, there's some other screws you can put in to lock it all in place, and then epoxy it all and everything. But we're just gonna go through the inside and just gloop it. I'll just gloop it, maybe put a little fiberglass or whatever, but it's a girdle. Yeah, it's a girdle. Go. That's a lot of heat. Okay, let's hit that bed back up to 100. And let's make sure we're not printing with stupid high fan for ABS. So just to double check, ABS, generic, flow rate's a little low, but whatever. Actually, I think that's tuned. I can't remember. That cooling first 2 layers, max cooling at layer 4, So fan speed 10%. We do want a little bit of fan. But you don't want too little fan. Like, you do want a little bit of fan, but not crazy amount of fan. There we go. Let's print, upload, and print. Let me try this again. Okay, so now I gotta clean this up. Looking to 1 year ago, and the battle assembly was nowhere near this elegant back then. This one, yeah, this is the Mark IV body, which is relatively new, and it's a lot simpler. So obviously you're not going to have as many fancy fun stuff, but people have already started modding files for this. Like, I've already downloaded a couple modded files for like the arms and whatnot. But I kind of want to keep my droid a little on the simple side. I need to figure out what would be a Star Wars cosplay to pair with a droid. It could be Empire or it could be Rebels. I don't care. I would hope original trilogy era or prequel. Fuck the new shit. But like, what would be a Star Wars droid? Like, is there an Imperial Engineer outfit or something? Like, is there an Imperial Engineer outfit or something? Because I can always do pilot. Can always do pilot, but then I gotta wear an orange jumpsuit. I wish I had some compressed air for all this, make it a lot easier. So that's that. Oh, there's some stuff in there I gotta clean out. How about my Boba Fett? It's not a Boba Fett. It's just a generic Stormtrooper outfit. Like, I do have the Stormtrooper outfit, which I do kind of want to rebuild some of it. I'm not too happy with the legs on it. The upper body on it, I'm fine. The legs, I might redo the legs on it so I have a little bit, I can walk around a little bit better in them. But the upper body I'm happy with. So I could just do, you know, a bounty hunter and his droid type outfit, which I might. But it's just kind of, I'm thinking something engineer, because then I could have like an engineering panel that I could carry with me that I could use to control the droid, right? I'm trying to make it themed, right? Because the problem is, if I'm wearing a Stormtrooper outfit with a freaking Fly Sky radio doesn't really fit the theming, right? So, a dark helmet. Loans. Apparently they're making a Spaceballs 2 and they just finished filming. And I'm like, part of me is like, heck yeah. And part of me is like, this movie's gonna suck. And I'm like, you know what? To be fair, the original Spaceballs does kind of suck. Like, it is very much a product of its time. But if they can make it work, I'll be happy. If they can make Spaceballs 2 cheesy, bad, good, I'm okay with that. Okay, so that's that. So put you over there, because now we got to get this guy and figure out why this doesn't want to fit on. So what is impacting? Oh, it's these parts. Okay, so let me get a file here. You bastard. I was looking for you. Ooh. And made in Canada, eh? And if you're wondering, say hello to Flat Bastard. It is called a bastard file. I'm sorry, Blazing Saddles was better than... Oh, Blazing Saddles was better than Spaceballs. We can all admit that. I can't quote half of Blazing Saddles, but Blazing Saddles was a much better movie than Spaceballs. Like, Blazing Saddles has humor that just sticks. And also, it is very much a product of the time. Very much a product of its time. Surrounded by assholes. You know, these are common folk, people of the land. You know, morons. Watching the what's his name try to keep his face, like keep a straight face during that scene, is just hilarious because you can tell he's about to crack up while they're filming, and they just left it in. They just left it in. Yes, I know I'm filing carbon fiber PET G. Yes, I know it's bad. Do as I say, not as I do. I'm just trying to put little chamfers on these bosses so they kind of go in a little bit better. Yeah, this ain't BPS space. I don't have my entire garage set up for negative air with air circulation for this stuff. The carbon fiber can fight with the nicotine from the cigarettes in my lungs, and the asbestos from the days when I used to carry a frickin' C9 with a barrel bag lined with asbestos. So this can fight with everything else that's in my lungs already. And the ABS and ABS. Oh yeah, those already got a whole little area set up for them in there. They're good. I do wet sand when I get to actually like post-processing. The problem is I'm not going to wet sand when I'm using a bastard file. Like, it's just overkill. So now by the way, if you don't have one of these yet, if you don't have a deburring tool, go buy one. They're cheap on Amazon. Just go buy one. They are stupidly handy for cleaning up brim, for deburring. Like, it's just one of those tools you should have. They're meant for, like, if you could chamfer metal with this, it chamfers plastic just fine. Actually, I got a drill. Because, like Bruce Willis, we got a drill. They did the kind of crappy way of doing supports for like blind holes for drills or for screws, where they just use like a thin mesh you got to punch through. So, gotta punch through that right now. We're gonna find a 3mm drill bit. 2.78. 3.2, that'll work. Bad movie. Armageddon. Armageddon is not a bad movie. It is a dumb movie. but it is not a bad movie. Armageddon is an entertaining movie. It is not a bad... There are bad movies. Armageddon is not a bad movie. It's a dumb movie. Wait, is this even the right? This is even the right stupid thing? No, that's... I gotta drill that whole thing out. Okay, the fact that I can't see through... Oh, no, there's the holes. Okay, it does work. Okay, so let's see how this goes on now and see if it actually goes on. That's the back. Okay, so there we go. There we go. Okay. Let's put a little something in this. Ultra Bond, general purpose adhesive. That'll work. Yep. In there. Just a little bit. There we go. Okay. I do have like 2-part epoxy, but it's like steel reinforced and I don't want to waste it. I do have E6000, but it's kind of dry. Deep Impact. Deep Impact, okay. Deep Impact was a drama that happened to have an asteroid blow up in it. Armageddon was an action movie that happened to have an asteroid blow up in it. They are very similar. Don't get me wrong, they are very similar, but I really think, like put it this way, Armageddon made more money. Why didn't it make more money? It was a more entertaining movie. I'm not saying Deep Impact was bad. I actually really like Deep Impact. But Armageddon was a better action movie. Deep Impact was a drama with sci-fi elements that happen to have a, you know, asteroid blow up in it. Okay. Because it had Bruce Willis. Yeah. He's a national treasure, damn it. Really sucks what's happening to him. Like the Matrix? The first Matrix was awesome. And you know what? I like the sequels. I like the Matrix sequels. It's going to take a while. Sold his likeness. He, for those that don't know, he has some sort of, I can't remember the exact disease. He has a degenerative disease that's basically causing him to, like, kind of like an ALS type disease, I think. And he spent his last couple of years making movies just for the paycheck because he knew he was, like, dying. So he agreed to make, like, a whole bunch of these really bad movies just for money for his family and whatnot. So, like, it's sad to see. Like, as somebody who has had a family member with ALS and pass away from it, that shit's sad. Watching somebody waste away like that is sad. Yeah. Like up here in Canada, we have what's called MAID. What is the proper term for it? It's medically MAID, meaning medical assistance in dying. In Canada here, we have medically assisted death. And like, because I have a family history of that, yeah, I'm down for that. It is actually somebody who's had family members go through that kind of stuff. I am a supporter of that program. Aphasia and frontal temporal dementia. Yeah. Any sort of disease where like you just kind of waste away and you're not the person you used to be is so sad to see. Or one of the two states that allow it. It's honestly for those that it's one of those things, like, obviously it's not for everyone, and obviously there are, you know, it is what it is depending on your personal beliefs, but I'm a firm believer. I'd rather go out on my own terms than shitting myself and not knowing who I am anymore. Like, it's just one of those things. I'm a firm believer. If it's not for you, it's not for you. That's fine. But your rights end where my body begins. Switzerland is the place to go to. The one in Canada is pretty good. They come and do it in your house and everything. I'm gonna have to get a stand, so because these are at different depths, so I gotta. Okay, let me go. Actually, I have it right here. So I want to make sure I'm torquing these equally, so I have to be able to actually see them. It is hilarious watching this move so slow. This is 15 millimeters cubed a second flow rate. Actually, shit, did I bump it up? We doing? What's our flow rate? I thought I told it to go from 20 to... Oh. Shoot! Oh, it reset. It reset. Calibration, max flow rate, 20 to 80. Okay. Okay. Did it like undo itself or something? I don't know why it slowed down. 1 to 80. Okay. Why did it do that? Cancel, cancel print. I don't know why I did that. Sorry, I thought it reset. I didn't realize it reset back to its stock values. Okay. This is so much fun. Okay. I'm just going till they all get started, and then I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, like... Can I zoom out anymore? That's as far out as I can go. Okay, so let me get this off the bed. I'm wasting all my beautiful MG94 ABS on this. Okay. Close the door. Did the machine die on me? What's going on here? Jupiter front, firmware reset. What is going on here? All right, so let's double check this. So we got high flow there. We got our cooling is back down to regular amounts. Printer is attempting to start. What is going on? Why are we not talking to the printer? Want to be like that? Fine. I will power cycle you. Want to be like that? And I am screwing into Pet G, so it should be pretty, we shouldn't have any issues with it. Print, upload and print, there we go. Yeah, we're screwing into Pet G, so it should be pretty bitey. I shouldn't have to worry about it like falling apart like ABS. Anyone got big exciting plans for the weekend? Jeez, that went flying. 1 second. That went flying. Where'd that go? That went flying. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. So I held in with magnets, so. Okay. Now I can go around and do one final torque on it all. Who knows what the proper torque rating for M330 into plastic is? Anyone off the top of their head know the proper torque rating is? One Ugga Dugga? I could have sworn it was 0.76 Ugga Duggas, but till it's, yeah, till you hear the click, then back it off a quarter turn. That one's a little tight. Luckily, it's all vertical, so any gap, you just fill it with Bondo and move on with your life. But that's good there. That's good there. There we go. There we go. There we go. I'm getting hand cramps from this. Glue's already dried. There we go. Okay. I think we're about as tight as we're gonna get. Yeah. That one came loose. So we're there. There we go. Okay. This is our garbage can. That happens to also be a droid. Oh, we can do the skirt now. I just wanted to put that all together so it's all one piece now, so I can just kind of like move it around as one piece. Because I already moved it once and it all fell apart on me. So. So the next is the skirt. This should be pretty simple. I think. There's about 100 watchers who haven't made the very minor. What? People aren't liking the smash button? Like the smash button, guys. We're giving away a spool of filament at the end of stream. And you had to scroll down there to enter for it. And while you're down there, you just like the smash button. Also, while you're down there, if you want to help support the channel, the content I create, or the things I do, consider becoming a channel member, Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others. That is the best way to support the channel. And other people get to hang out when we do cool member stuff, get videos early, that kind of stuff. So. Skirt. It's the Droid skirt. You know what I'm talking about. This thing. It's this part right here. Ooh, Canuck Fab gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers and appreciated. So this isn't CF Pet G, this is just regular Pet G. Nothing fancy. Just good old fashioned polyethyl tetroxinol glycol. I have no, none of that's probably right. The poly might be right. Poly might be right. Okay. How's the skirt held together? The skirt, M320 countersunk bolts and 4 M3 washers. Okay, so that goes there, but what holds the skirt together? I think they just kind of, I think it just goes together. Yeah, I think you just kind of jam some screws in there and call it a day. Oh, that's, how are you supposed to tighten that screw? Seriously. I got half of mine just to gloop this together. I'm just gonna gloop this shit together. It's like, oh, there's a screw that goes in the base there. You know what? I'm just gonna gloop this shit together. We got little indexing locking points to make sure we got it all in the right spot, so. Yeah. You know what, we'll do that. Gloop. Now remember, use gloop wearing gloves in a well-ventilated environment. Oh, I can't even get that screw in there.
too long. Do I got short ones? I mean, I'm just gonna use regular screws. I do not need to be using fancy screws for this because you're not gonna see it anyways. So, YOLO. Pliers. I need some pliers. Regular pliers. Regular pliers. Gloop is good stuff. Remember, use code Canuck if you're buying some gloop, save some money. There we go. Okay. Good old gloop. For when you want stuff to stick together and not come apart. Just gloop it. Gloop it, gloop. CA glue? Well, super glue is good, but super glue is not gloop. Gloop is gloop. Gloop is good. Gloop actually, so if you don't know how gloop works, there's a reason you should be wearing gloves and a well-ventilated environment. It basically, each gloop formulation is designed for the specific plastic it works with, and it essentially breaks down the plastic and then it basically welds it. So it basically breaks down the plastic, liquefies it, and then when you put the two parts together, they basically merge, and then it's now one part. So it chemically bonds it. So you no longer have two separate pieces, you now have one piece, right? So for those looking for the one piece, you gotta gloop some stuff together and you get one piece. And it doesn't take 5,000 episodes. Doctor Who is One Piece for British people. And One Piece is Doctor Who for Japanese people. Does that make sense? I don't know. Maybe it does. Hopefully it makes sense to some people. Yeah, just look at, yeah, there, it's one of those things, definitely do as I say, not as I do. Oh. I will say it is a bit annoying how many of the screws that you use on this, you have to like... If somebody would like to go through all the battery files and modify them to use heat sets, that would be really nice. because that is honestly something these are missing. Being able to use heat sets on these would make it a lot nicer and easier for stuff like this, where you're trying to screw in stuff in weird, awkward positions. Why aren't you printing? What is going on? I started the print. Print canceled. What is going on? Value fan is not a valid value. What? What's going on? Okay. Print. Try that again. Weird. Seaboard's doing Seaboard things. Yeah. Trying to get these screwed in here so that we have a nice locking point. There we go. Okay. So that is our skirt all nice and assembled. I should put some screws in the bottom, but I don't know if I can get some in there. Let me see if we can get some in there. I don't know if we have enough room. Just see if we can get in the bottom of that with ratchet. Oh yeah, nope. We're gonna be relying on glue. There is no way in hell that's fitting in there. No way in hell that's fitting in there. It's like, oh, just put a screw in the very bottom down here. It's like, no, the gloop will hold it. The gloop will hold it. The gloop will gloopily and hold it. Also, it's underneath the droid. You ain't seen it. You're gonna see it from, like, you know, if you're standing way up here, you're looking at it like this, underneath the droid. You ain't seeing it. Okay. So we have that done. We have that done. What else can we work on? What else can we work on? We'll work on having a drink of my delicious gamer subs. Shit, I'm supposed to be checking my phone. Oh, what's this? What's this? Ooh. Oh, that's cool. Gamer Subs now has a new pixel art cups with Game of Thrones stuff on it, I guess. Cool. You know, go buy some Gamer Subs. Use code Canuck, save 10%. Like Game of Thrones or like it's pixel art stuff. That's pretty cool. I mean, it's generic fantasy enough that if you didn't know. That's cool. So there you go. Okay, so now we can put that over here. So this part's a little annoying. You can't really see. This surface is crap. I didn't have, because this was a bottom part,
I didn't put enough top layers for the amount of infill, and it didn't quite bridge as well as I would hope. So I got to take like a palm sander to the bottom of this to like clean it up. So I'll do that off stream. But if you're wondering what it looks like, this goes here. We'll go about there. Okay, move this over here. I don't even know if you'll be able to see it all on camera. One second. We got this guy. Grab the arms. You go there. You go there. This goes in here. And we have this goes in there like that. And I'm pretty sure there's a big old bolt that goes in these. And then, wow, that actually locks in. Do I have this the right way around? Oh, that actually does go in that way. Oh, cool. Those actually do go that way. Sweet. Okay, so I put these the right way. Sweet. So that goes that. That goes that. And then the part that's annoying is I'm using the damn head to hold everything else. So, like, for example, this part, which is a little on the tight side, so I'm not going to really force it in yet. It's tight. Anyways, like this goes in here like that. This will go in there like that. We have, these are the shoulder mounts that go on the inside for the shoulders. This is the shoulder. This is a coin slot that goes like on the back. Are those back parts done yet? No, dang it. I was hoping the back would be done so I could put the back on. This goes on the inside. We got an eye for the top. There's a lot of parts to this. There's a lot of parts to this. Like, it gets very Star Wars droidy very quick. Like, oh look, it's a coin slot. Does this go on the back? There's like a part that goes here. I have all this stuff printed, like, I think, like this goes, I think this goes in here. Yeah. So this goes here, which I think goes in here. So you have your little, that goes there. And this part goes in here with like a little notch, and then you have this one goes here. Let's go this way or that way. Goes this way, that goes there. This one, there's one that goes in there. There's a ton of parts for this. There's just a ton of parts for this. Yeah, this guy, I think, goes... That goes there. I think I have to print 2 of these because I think these go there or there. These little yellow things go somewhere. There's a bunch of parts that go in here I have to print. There's just a lot of stuff for this. There's a lot of stuff for this. But it's looking pretty cool. Like, here, let me get the head on it. Let me break this down. Put the big stuff in one box and the small stuff in another. Probably breaking a bunch of stuff just moving it around. It's an inner part. Like this guy goes there somehow. Oh, here we go. Yeah, like these little guys go in here like little clips. So they all kind of like, those all go in here. So the thing is, what you kind of have to do is prep the body, get the body done, and then prep all these individually, and then these go on like, you know, that goes there. There's other parts that go here and here, like, so you have to do it all like separately and then put it all together. Oop, that's done printing. Where's the head? There you go. You can't see it. You can't. It doesn't even fit in this frame. But this is supposed to ride on a Lazy Susan, so that it does that. But it looks so cool though. Like, it's even just as it is right now. Like, that does look pretty cool. Hi, Steve. So it's like, this is the first time I've had this available in a bit, because I've been literally using this to store all the printed parts as I print it, because it actually fits. Well, actually, can I put it in there now? Oop. Yeah, that's not gonna knock it all out. But yeah, so it all just kind of fits. So let's take this apart, because I think that one part is done. So that comes out. And you know what's fun? I realized I have a pump cart, or not a pump cart. I have one of those little swing carts, you know, the little ones that you for like moving stuff around. I have one of those. It's rusted, but that means I have no qualms about modifying it. So I'm gonna build like a little docking bay for the Droid so I can wheel it around on it. Because one thing I wanna do this year coming up, I actually wanna have booths at events. I wanna go to these 3D printing events going forward and actually have a booth. I want to get a booth now. Like, obviously, like the ones I got to fly to, probably not. But 3D Printopia, if I do go to Murph, I kind of want to have a little booth and have this guy there, because I think the all the Star Wars guys at Printopia there, after talking to them for like 3 or 4 years in a row, they finally got me to frickin' build a Star Wars droid. So it'd be nice to have it, you know, hey, look what I built. Okay, so now I can put this guy together. So how does this go? Oh, I gotta drill those stupid holes out. I hate having to drill these holes out. I want to put this back panel together so that I can actually have this together. Okay, so that goes that way. So flat on the inside. Okay, so this goes this way.
So we gotta trim those. Yeah, the Gundam's back downstairs. I was not getting rid of that Gundam. For the amount of work I put into that thing, I am keeping that. That is my Gundam. And I'm kind of disappointed the videos didn't do as good as I hoped. But, oh well, it is what it is. Is what it is. Yep. I know we got 6 minutes left, so if you haven't entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, do that now because we're doing the giveaway soon. So if you want to win that Polymaker filament, you got to enter now. Where'd I put this stupid thing? Can you see what my maker chip looks like? I don't have it anywhere online. I have maker chips somewhere. It's just my logo. It's just my channel logo. Okay, how? Please tell me this won't drill through. Okay, we're good. Mark 10 dome. Mark 10 looks good, but I like the R6. I like the R6 dome. I need to buy more. I gotta buy more hardware. I also gotta figure out colors. I'm thinking red and silver, but I might do red and black. I don't know. I gotta figure out colors. Okay. So. A little bit of goop. Check the motivator. That is the R5. That is the R5 Astromech. It's the R5 that has the bad motivator issue. The R6 corrected it. There is lore to these things. There is lore to these droids. And for the record, I am going to be glooping it all from the inside. I'm going to run a gloop around the seam. Okay, how big is the door panel? Where's the door panel at? What screws am I using for the door? Simple M3 countersunk, apply glue with M325s. Okay, so M325s. Okay. So this is gonna be a bit annoying because I don't think this will work. It kind of works. Remember, do not glue the back panel on. Oh, I know. There's magnets. That's why I had to buy magnets. Yeah, the back panel's held on with magnets. That's how you get at the electronics and everything. I do like how they do it though, where they have these bars go through everything. So you anchor it at the bottom part with a cross bolt, and then you have a bolt coming down from the top that bites into it and pulls it all together. Like that I actually do like how they did that.
Like, it's actually a really clever way to ensure that all these parts are together and snug. Where you just, you know, you just bolt it together and it's bolted together. Now I need the wrong size. Which really sucks because now I gotta tighten these by hand. As soon as I finish this back plate, we are doing the giveaway. So if you haven't entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, link in the video description. We're gonna do in the giveaway in like 2 minutes. There we go. Did I strip this screw? How did I strip the screw? Really? Okay, well, I stripped one. Don't ask me how, but I did. How do you strip a screw? Turning Japanese? I really think so. Put a nut on this. Every time I hear that song, I just think of Jackass. If you know, you know. But every time I hear that Turning Japanese song, I just think of Jackass. A bad motivator droid from New Hope is the same droid as Mando takes the Mandalorian. Maybe, I don't know. It could be. The problem is, like, as much as I love Star Wars as a setting and a universe, a lot of the new stuff really annoys me because it's like, hey, remember this? Remember that? Remember this? Oh, hey, it's these guys from that cantina scene. So, like, I don't know. It's an R5 droid. There's millions of them. It's like, remember, what is it, when Ready Player One came out and that guy made that song where it's like the rejected theme song to Ready Player One. It's like, remember this, remember that, remember this, remember that. That's what Star Wars kind of reminds me of right now. Where it's like, I love the universe, I love the setting, I love some of the lore like KOTOR and whatnot. I love that shit. But it's getting very much a, you know, very Joss Whedon-y. So you put magnets in the backs so that it just kind of, there we go. It just sits on there. There we are. So I'm gonna have to do some blending and some bondoing and some sanding to make it all work good. But for the most part, that's pretty good. Most of it lines up pretty well. There is a little bit of misalignment in a few parts. It is what it is. But the kind of nice thing is it's all smooth stuff, or it's stuff that gets hidden by panels. Plus, the trick is you build a droid. The trick with Star Wars cosplay, or cosplay in general, is you either go all in on it being screen accurate, or you make something in the universe. So this is a random R6 droid that's beat up. That, you know, it has a rack number. Like, it's just a generic R6 droid that our character kind of found and fixed up. So, yeah. It's okay to have some scuff. What you do, oh, this doesn't line up. Okay, well, I just take this, go, oh, look, that gouge there is a blaster damage, and it hides the imperfection. Or the imperfection is now part of the character, right? Like, there's the advantage of building something in the universe, but making it your own. Like my Mando suit. My Mando isn't based off any character in Star Wars. It's a heavy Mando suit, which is that one guy in season 1 and season 2 of Mandalorian. He has a heavy Mando suit, but mine is half heavy Mando, half regular Mando. And it's like, it doesn't have a jetpack, because fuck jetpacks. Jetpacks are scary. You get shot in the air. There's no cover in the air. So why would I go up in the air? Like, make it your own. Make it your own. So, I don't know what I'm doing for colors, though. I do kind of like the black, though. But the problem is if I do black and red, that's evil. So, I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Anyways, let's do the giveaway, and then I gotta make dinner for the family. But it's coming along. It is surprising how little printing. Most of the stuff that you're seeing here was printed on the Venture XL, but a lot of the little stuff was printed on the Core 1L. Like this part right here, this was printed on the Core 1L, and, you know, hooray for bed adhesion, because it literally printed like this. Like, it literally printed like this on the Core 1L with a little brim around it. So that came out pretty good. It's all gonna get painted and sanded and everything, but not bad for a part that printed like that. Okay. Let's do this giveaway. Let's do this giveaway. Take this door off. Actually, let me make sure the magnets actually fit first. I haven't actually checked the magnets. I just know they're supposed to be like M5 by 10 magnets. Oh yeah, they fit. I'm gonna have to epoxy these in with actual epoxy, because they are, yeah, I gotta epoxy those in. Okay. Yeah, these gotta get epoxied in. Okay, so I gotta do that. These are just random M5 10 magnets, because they don't use the boron magnets. There's my shield. Okay. This droid makes Sunday pancakes for you. I don't think it'll have the ability to move that much. I'm probably gonna take a sander to it and just knock all the high spots down. I'll just take my palm sander to the whole thing next. But it is what it is. Let's do this giveaway. Who wants to win some filament? Put a 1 in chat if you want to win some filament. To sheet, create. Copy all that. Steve, how do you always enter first? Do you just like sit there and hit F5 waiting for it to show up? Save. Like, you're in chat, so I know you're not a bot. And you're not entering multiple times, so I have no reason to believe whatever you're doing is God. You're just always the first one on the list. Just lucky. Every day you're lucky. What are we gonna do on stream tomorrow? I gotta start getting stuff ready for the Stealth Changer build. Okay, so how this works is if you win, you get a spool of filament from Polymaker. But if I pick your ball and your ball wins, you are the luckiest ball in the world, because you also get a free hat. This one right here. Kevin V! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Good luck. If you win, you get a free hat with your spool of filament from Polymaker. Free hat, free hat, free hat. What are we at for flow rate? We are at 33.9 for flow rate. We're not warping the shit out of the bed. Fun fact, not hitting the bed with a super fast fan is good. Well, Wolfpack was in the lead, but lost all the momentum. Now it's Flanagan. Sorry, Fleming Logazen. Why does that sound like a cough drop? Fleming lozenge. Just means I'm the first one to lose. Oh, truck guy. He's catching up. Oh, you still kept your momentum. Oh, it's one of these ones. Oh. Come on, Flemigan. It's yours to lose, Flemigan. Oh, Queasy Diver. Queasy Diver with the snipe. Queasy Diver. When you drink too much and the car's too rocky. Queasy. How do you spell Queasy? Queasy. There we go. There we go. Congratulations, Queasy Diver. You have won yourself a spool of filament from Polymaker. You will get an email from me after the stream ends with information on how to collect your filament from Polymaker. Golf claps in chat. Let's get some golf claps in chat. Golf claps in chat. Snipe. Honestly, it's more exciting when there's a snipe. Although I feel bad for those that are like, it's happened a few times where somebody's like in the lead for a good chunk of it, and then right at the end somebody snipes it. But it makes it more exciting, right? Like, I could just spin a wheel. This is more exciting. Let's admit, it's more exciting. Okay, so let me just get this email sent off here. So we are going to call it there. I'm not sure what we're doing tomorrow. Maybe we'll finally start getting ready for the build for the stealth changer. I think somebody DM'd me or added me that there's now a guide for the stealth changer. Because here's the thing, every time I go to start printing parts for the stealth changer, people are like, no, print these parts, no, print these parts, no, these parts are better. And then it's like, well, I don't know which ones to use because there's no real like guide reference type thing. So I think there is now, maybe. So we'll take a look tomorrow, and then who knows, maybe we'll work on some droid stuff or some other stuff in the meantime. There we go. Okay, send that giveaway. There we go. So yeah, they have documentation. Sweet. Okay, so tomorrow we're printing parts then. Okay, so we are going to call it there. Shout out to Polymaker for the spool of filament we gave away this stream and every stream. If you want to know how good their filament is, most of this droid is printed in Polymaker filament. Not all of it. Majority of it is, though. Some of it is Prusament, but all the black stuff is Polymaker CF PETG, that's for sure. And that stuff is Gucci. I like it for this kind of stuff. For those that donate to the channel, give to memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself, I thank you. Not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. Check out the links below. Affiliate links don't cost you anything extra, go a long way in supporting the channel. Some of them, like the Gamer Subs link, use code Canuck, save some money as well. And enjoy your weekend. Be safe out there. Wash your hands, and I will see you in the future. Good night.